What's happening, guys? It's Chris on here. I hope that you are well. Right, so we're going to see what is in my gym bag today. Now, I must point out that what is in my gym bag is not necessarily something that's going to be useful for you. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the stuff that's in my gym bag, explain the reasoning behind it, and of course, if you feel that it could be a benefit for you, feel free to send me any questions, or if you do want to use them, do. Now, I must state that I am not in any way associated with these brands or promoting these brands in any way. These are just simply brands that I'm using myself. So let's delve in and see what we've got. So for me, the first thing is a leather belt. Okay, so I'm a big deadlifter myself. I do a lot of squatting, and I use my belt. This is a Fit Cookie one, and I use a belt to provide a bit of lumbar support, so getting support for my lower back, reduce the risk of any tightness or discomfort or pain when lifting heavy loads. I would advise using a belt when you're lifting really heavy. When I say heavy, we're looking above body weight, or when you're actually feeling uncomfortable yourself lifting that weight, what we call raw. So raw is basically without the belt. For me, I tend to do it. I tend to use this when I'm lifting more than my body weight usually. As well as this one, I also have a neoprene belt somewhere. So I also have a neoprene belt as well, which has also got something else licked on. So I also use a neoprene belt as well. Now, with the difference is these are a bit more flimsy. It's a lot more flimsy. The neoprene belts, whereas with the normal belts, you've got your buckles, etc. Now, I tend to use these more if I'm doing things like an axle press, so that I can catch the bar on the ledge here, and I tend to use these a lot more again if I'm doing deadlifts, or if I'm only taking a small bag, for example. So I'll use this one if I'm doing stones, if I'm doing my log press, just because I find because it's so thin, it doesn't get in the way as much as, say, my other one was. So that's my neoprene belt. Next up, I have my wrist straps. So these are Silverback, which are ones I really like. All they are is material. It's good thick material. You put your thumb through there, wrap it around your wrist, and it just supports your wrist joint when you're doing any form of overhead lifting. The times where you'd use these would be anything from like dumbbell pressing, overhead presses, anything along those lines that's going to put undue pressure on your wrist joint. So that just helps to support that and give it that little bit more protection on there. Another thing that I use, sticking with the upper body, is elbow pads. So I'm a big advocate of padding. So these ones are from Dedicated, and as you can see, really good foam, really durable, really tough to use. Really tough, really good, provides really good support on there. So again, any form of movement that requires bending the elbows, presses, big advocate of using these as well. And if I'm being honest with you, by having that little bit more compression around your joints, I do find it gives you that additional bit of it gives you that little bit of additional push. I think it's a subconscious thing because you feel safer when you're actually wearing them. So it does have its benefits on that front. Then moving on to knee pads. So these are SBD, and these are by far the best ones that I've used. I'm not going to lie, they are expensive, but they are definitely worth their weight in salt. And I will use these all the time when I'm doing my squats, my deadlifts. Squats and deadlifts primarily. or when I will use these. Well, you can use them in doing leg extensions and other exercises that require use of the knee joint. But I do find that there's a reduced risk or there's a reduced pain threshold or reduced discomfort when I'm squatting in these. It also supports the knee joint, makes the lift a lot more comfortable and a lot more enjoyable and a lot safer. So that's those. And then the next thing is figure of 8 straps. And these are something that I get asked a lot of questions as to why do we use figure of 8 straps. Now the reason for these is if you haven't got very good grip strength or you've not got access to chalk, these are a good substitute for chalk. In the strongman world and in some weightlifting competitions, you are allowed to use figure of 8 straps. These are just basic MyProtein ones. And I picked these up. I've had them a good couple of years now, and they're very, very durable, really, really good. And all you do with these is basically just hook it around the bar, and it just gives you that bit more stability. So if your grip strength is not your best, then I would advise using those. All you do is you hook it under the bar. This gives you that additional grip. So if, let's say your grip goes, you do still have a little bit more stability. You do still have a bit of grip to help you with your deadlift or any of your other pulls that you may wish to use those for. Other than that, guys, water. Obviously, this one's empty because I've just come back from the gym. Always have a bottle of water with you. Keep yourself hydrated. Really, really key thing. Keep yourself. When you're hydrated, it's gonna replace the fluids that you're losing through your sweat. It's up to you whether you want to put electrolytes in there as well. I would advise do not have any fizzy drinks because it will make you feel bloated, and it's just generally a rule of thumb. You just do not have fizzy drinks when you're training. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. The only other thing I really have is a tripod, and the reason I take a tripod is so that I can record my form, so I can actually record myself doing the videos. It is adjustable, so I can increase or decrease the size of it. I use it for looking at my form. I do have a coach as well, so I can record using my tripod the exercise I'm doing. I can review it and analyze it myself, so that I can self-correct on my next set or my next rep, and I can also send it off to my coach so that they can analyze it as well. So it's not an essential, but it's a tool that will help. And also, if you do want a social media presence as well, it is good to have recorded for some content as well. So that, in a nutshell, guys and girls, is what I have in my gym bag. If you have any questions, please feel free to stick them in the comment section below. By no means is this what you must have. Additional things you may wish to have in your gym bag are some resistance bands, some chalk you may wish to have in there as well. Obviously, if you're training on your way to work or on your way to college or anything, obviously pack your change of clothes in there, pack your gym towel in there as well. And yeah, that's it in a nutshell. So I hope the video has been useful for you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next vlog.